Alright, so let's talk about PlayStation 4 Pro and BenQ 4K HDR Projector HT-2550, PlayStation 4 Pro, picture settings, setup, and what am I using for BenQ. So let me show you. Alright, so here we are. I shrinked it down to 138 inches, which is fine for gaming. 138 inches is just fine. So let's go to the sound and screen. Let's go to the video output settings. Resolution. Here's what I would recommend, honestly, guys. I know you can set automatic, but I would select YUV 420 because I'm using a high-speed HDMI 2.0 cable, so this will support 420 easily. So leave this on YUV 420. Okay. RGB, it's really, guys, for monitors. It's not really for projectors. Leave that. Just leave. Don't use that. Just select YUV 420. Here we go. Source detected. All right, there it is. Boom, just like that. RGB range. Select this to automatic. HDR, obviously select it to automatic. Now let's adjust the HDR. I think this is perfect now for us to adjust the HDR since we are on this projector right here. Now this is 138 inches. You see, I'm missing that extra 200 inches, so it's not hitting the ceiling. It's not going all the way up here like it did yesterday. I only use 200 inches for movies. For video games, I just stick with 138. And believe me, 138 inches is more than enough for video games. It's more than enough. So let's go ahead. Let's do this. Let's adjust. Another thing I want to mention. People talk to me about, do you see a rainbow effect? Guys, there's maybe a handful of people out there who can see the rainbow effect, meaning the color wheel that's spinning from a DLP. Like you see right now, you can see it. A camera can detect it, but your eyes will not detect this. You see this red, this rainbow effect? Your eyes will detect it, but your camera lens will detect it. Only your camera lens. And people who have projectors, DLPs, they know what I'm talking about. If you don't have a projector, then you're probably going to judge this video based on what you're seeing. Those who have a projector, they know what I'm talking about. There's maybe a handful of people who can see the rainbow effect. I don't see it, okay? I'm not saying that there aren't people who see it, but it's not like hundreds of millions of people who see it, okay? I don't see it, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to see it. But your camera lens will depict it. All right, so let's go ahead and let's adjust our peak bright levels. So let's go and adjust that. Let's see. So I'm going to click on it. All right, so here's the thing. Now, you don't want the logo to be visible like this, you know, because you want the contrast ratio to be a little bit higher, and the best way to adjust the contrast ratio is by adjusting the peak brightness right here. Here we go. Now, what do I mean by contrast ratio? Meaning the distance between your black digital levels and your white digital levels, okay? So, barely visible, just barely visible, leave it like that. Now, our black digital levels. All right, so our black digital levels, we don't want to crush them, but we want to make sure that it's just slightly not visible, like that. Just slightly. And there you go. Now it's processing it, and there you go. our HDR has been adjusted. Now, super sampling mode, it's something that I would only use if you're using 1080p. This is good for, like, let's say home cinema 2150 projector, but since you already have a 4K HDR projector, then you really don't need it. There we go. Our current resolution is 3840 by 2160. Color format, it's YUV 420, HDCP 2.2, HDR supported, and there you go. So let's go check out some games, shall we? Let's go check out, let's go check out Death Stranding, shall we? Let's go check out Death Stranding. Let's see how that looks. Wow, it looks nice already. All right, couple of more things. Go to the Cinema Master on your BenQ 4K HDR HT-2550, or even if you have the latest model, they all have the same. Listen, doesn't matter which 4K HDR BenQ do you get, they all have the similar presets. They all have the similar settings. So go to your color enhancer, leave it at 4, and go to your pixel enhancer and leave it at 4. All right? Here, let me zoom in a little bit for you so you can see what I'm talking about there. All right? And leave your settings like this. Leave your sharpness at 5 and everything else at 50. Trust me. Leave your sharpness at 5 and everything else at 50. All right, so let's exit this and let's play a little bit of Death Stranding, shall we? Let's do that. We're gonna start the new game because I'm using my other PlayStation. Okay. So we're gonna start this from beginning, so you guys can see how the game looks in 4K and HDR. All right. I'm gonna test a bunch of PlayStation 4 Pro games on this projector. I just got myself a new 8 terabyte Seagate hard drive. I'm gonna pump up a bunch of PlayStation games, including Spider-Man and whatnot. We're gonna test it on this thing. All right, so we got HDR options here as well. How much of HDR peak brightness? Guys, I would leave it at 50. I would not exceed it any more than 50. For a projector, man, this is fine. Just leave it at 50. Okay? Because you already got your HDR settings. We already covered that from PlayStation. We already used our HDR settings from PlayStation directly. Leave it here at 50 from the game source, okay? Just leave it at 5. Leave it at 50 and 5. That's fine. And hold on. Wait a minute. All right, so here we go. The video has started. By the way, this projector has a pretty good speakers built inside of it. I'm just saying, it's not that bad. All right, there's something being written on there. There's always a quote in Hideo Kojima games.
Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave birth to time and space. Once there was an explosion, a bang which set a planet spinning in that space. Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion.
I'm gonna have to get the volume down because I don't want to get flagged because of the music. There's music playing in the background, so I don't want to get flagged. That's just the way it is with the YouTube these days. Wow, this looks beautiful, man. Look at the colors, representation of colors. Look, man, BenQ definitely has beautiful colors, and that's the one thing. Here's what you're gonna appreciate about the BenQ projector. You're going to appreciate high dynamic range above everything else. Okay, the high dynamic range of this projector is definitely gonna give you a nice, beautiful picture if you're watching 4K HDR movies. Even with the games here, it's gonna give you a nice, beautiful color representation. Now, when it comes to 4K resolution, it's not a native 4K, okay? What it is, it's an upscaled to 4K. It's an upscaled 4K resolution because it's using a pixel shifter that it's shifting every in each pixel to go up to 8.3 million pixels. All right, so just try to remember that as well. Okay, I'm gonna skip through this. I'm gonna go directly to the conversation, so I'm gonna skip through this. Wow, this looks beautiful, man. This is a 138 inch. Obviously, it's not going all the way to 200. Otherwise, we'd be hitting over the ceiling all the way up here to the right. But 138 is just more than enough for video games, honestly. Trust me, 138 inches is pretty big. Okay. If you've never seen 138 inches screen, you will understand when you first time you see it. Oh, this is pretty big, man. This is all in-game engine, by the way, from Decima. Looks great. You know, there's something about playing a games on a big screen. You know, it's just you appreciate more. You see more detail. You appreciate more. I think the games should be, any art should be appreciated in a bigger screen instead of just a smaller screen, in my opinion. Fragile. Now it's going to be fragile here. And we're going to play this conversation right here. UPS man, FedEx man, DHL man, Postman. All right, let's see how well does it work. Oh, dude, it just looks great. I mean, look at the graphics here. My camera, again, guys, you know, it's difficult for you to judge. And I said this like gazillions of times, but some people don't listen. You can judge this by a video, okay? When you see this in person, then you're totally going to appreciate just how good this is, how good it looks. Oh, that looks amazing, dude. Oh, that was cool. I don't remember doing this. When I first time I played, I don't remember doing this, dude. But look at this, man. It just looks beautiful. I listen, guys. If you can find BenQ HT-2550 for like 1200 or 1100, go for it, dude. I'm telling you, it's still a great projector. I know there's some other ones out there, but those are just a small little gimmicks, guys. The new one out there, you know, that's out. Sure, it's great, but those, if you already have BenQ HT-2550, you're not gonna see like a drastic difference. Those are the small little gimmicks, guys. You're just gonna be wasting your money. All right. What I would do is I would wait for 8K IMAX enhanced projectors. That's when you upgrade. You're still getting up. It's still a 4K pixel. It's still a pixel shifter. It's still a pixel shifter. You're not gonna see any difference. It's still a pixel shifter, and so why would you want to upgrade? You already got a 4K HDR projector. You're good. Wait for 8K pixel shifter with IMAX enhanced, and then you can upgrade. Oh. Let's walk around a little bit more. I just want to kind of show you how it looks. It looks beautiful, man. It really, like I said, it's difficult for the camera to depict how this looks on a big giant screen, but it looks amazing. Here, maybe I can do hold on, like this in a first person mode, just to kind of show you how beautiful this is. Looks amazing. Can't wait for PlayStation 5, dude. People ask me, why is it that I'm only gonna buy a PlayStation 5? Because, guys, listen, I have always been kind of secretly a Sony PlayStation fanboy. I have PlayStation 3 that plays all the PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games. I have 2 PlayStation 4 Pros. I have PlayStation VR. I even have a PlayStation little digital console. So I got over 200 something games on PlayStation. And I have nothing against Xbox. But I can play all of those games on the Xbox. I can play them on my PC. You catch my drift? All of those games on the Xbox, I can play them on the PC. So that's why I'm going to go with the PlayStation 5. And that's, I mean, come on. Amazing Spider-Man 2, God of War 2. I mean, all these games, Gran Turismo 7. Are you kidding me, dude? The next Kojima game? Dude, trust me. I'm sticking with PlayStation 5. All right? Now, I'm not saying that I'm officially a Sony fanboy, but I'm saying if I wanted to be a Sony fanboy, I could easily qualify. Okay, I just want to say that. If I wanted to be a Sony fanboy, I could easily qualify. I got all of the qualifications to be a Sony fanboy. All right? Well, there you have it, guys. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you all like it. I'm going to do Spider-Man and God of War next. I'm going to do a bunch of PlayStation testings right now. Today, get ready for a PlayStation 4 Pro marathon with a 4K BenQ projector. We're going to test a bunch of Sony PlayStation games. Today's going to be a Sony day. Mark this as like a Sony day. This Saturday is going to be PlayStation 4 Pro day. Bunch of Sony games. Alright? So, well, there you have it. Stick around. Stick around, Dylan. Alright, see you guys later.